Hello everyone and welcome back to Brooksburk Zoo. In the last episode we started a new chapter and we built the house for the hippos and for the Red River Hogs. And yeah, first of all let's have a look at the new house and let's see how it all turned out. I'm very happy with it, and I think in today's episode, I know in today's episode it is time for the next animals from the new tropical DLC to move into our beautiful Brooksburk Zoo. Yeah, and it's time for the Red River Hogs. So today is going to be a little bit of a smaller episode, a shorter episode I might say. Because I decided I don't want to pack all the episodes so extremely full with content like I did with the Madagascar house, or even though with the last episode with the Hippo and Hog House, which was quite a bit to build. So I decided let's have some smaller episodes every now and then. And today is such a day where we're only going to build the habitat for the Red River Hogs. But it's going to be a beautiful one, and what I did here, I did build a little bit of sideway to our path, because I didn't want to have this area to be too cramped with people. I thought if we have one animal habitat on the left side and one on the right side, that's always a little bit difficult when you go into a zoo and you want to visit to look at some animals. I find it quite difficult if there is one animal on the right and at the same level on the left side there is another animal, so you're always crossing paths. And so I decided I want to have this little path right in between so that you can change the sides. So there's also this little gap between the habitats from the bongos and the warthogs. So if you're going the way to the right, you are not going to miss anything. So you're just taking a turn and see the Red River Hogs, and then you're coming back to the main path and coming right to the habitat of the warthogs, as you can see right here. So you don't miss anything in particular. I created this habitat by stealing many things, because as I said in previous episodes already, you don't have to invent the wheel when you already do have one that is working pretty fine. So I used many pieces that we already used for the habitats for our warthogs as well as the bongos. So especially for the fence on the back side, I used the one that we also did have for the bongos. The backdrop with the wooden beams we do have in nearly every habitat, I think, just not for the wild dogs, but I'm not quite sure right now. I used the exact same fence that we had already for the warthogs, because it did make lots of sense. First of all, in a real life zoo you would see similar things. They wouldn't make a different fence for every single habitat, and especially when you are in the same corner where you have the Red River Hogs on the right side and the warthogs on the left side, why would you build two completely different fences for the animals? That wouldn't make that much sense. So I stole that from the warthogs, and that's pretty much it. Also, I stole the planter for the gap between the warthogs and the bongos. I steal this planter a lot. You might have seen it in the inside of the house as well. I put one there and on several other occasions in the zoo as well, because I really like how it looks, and it is so versatile. It fits almost everywhere in the zoo. So yeah. Okay, yeah, but don't worry, we are not doing this all the time, so I'm not going to build a whole zoo by just putting things together that we already have in the zoo. I always try to make something a little bit different, something new every now and then for every habitat that we build in here. It is not always that obvious or that easy to come up with something different when I'm building habitats for hoofstock or yeah, for pigs or something like that, because these are animals yeah, you see quite often in real life zoos, but the habitats for these animals most of the time are not very exciting, because these animals don't need that much of enrichment. For example, they don't need any climbing frames or any toys or stuff like that. They are just happy with enough space, some food and company. So that's all they need. So yeah, it's not always that easy to come up with something very exciting for you guys, but I hope you do like what I'm doing in here, because I'm trying to do all those habitats that I'm building with a very, very realistic touch. So as you would see in, yeah, in a real life zoo. So yeah, first of all, I did the layout for the habitat, putting down fences and some decoration and stuff before I started to get into the habitat. Yeah, just putting in some mulch pieces here in that planter. And as I said, I didn't cut out too much of the video because it was very short. I think I built on that habitat for about, yeah, 1.5 hours, I think. 1.5 or 2 hours, so it was not that much of time that I needed for this one, because the house was already finished. There was nothing more to do on the inside of the house. It really was just the habitat outside. I wanted to have this mud bath for the Red River Hogs, as we do have one for the warthogs as well. It is always a little bit difficult to put in those mud baths because I always wanted to look very natural, so I decided to lower down the ground a little bit, put in some water, make the water look dirty, and then put the mud bath in it, so it looks like a natural mud bath and not this artificial one that we do have in game. So I don't want it to look that obvious as an animal enrichment item. Yeah, give it more like a natural look. You will see that in real life zoos as well. I've seen it for rhinos especially, or for elephants as well. So they get some soil delivered to the habitat. I don't know the exact word in English for that special kind of soil. So it has something like a reddish, brownish reddish color. Brownish reddish, this sounds weird. Yeah, you know what I mean, a reddish color, and they come with water hoses and make it really wet and muddy so that the animals can use that as protection from the sun, and also for yeah, as protection for insects. And that is something that I really wanted to have in here for those pigs as well, because they would need something like that, and they really do love to take a mud bath. And the next thing that I was building was something very similar that we also do have in the warthog habitat. It's just a little shelter. So when the animals are outside and it is too hot outside, they need to cool down a little bit, or need to relax, have a nap, and yeah. So I decided to have a little shelter for the animals where they can lay down and have a rest. Nothing too special, just a little bit of those wooden beams. And then I found these pieces here, which are very cool. I think I used it on, yeah, I did use it indeed in the inside for the building as well, for some backdrop of the house, or as a backdrop for the indoor habitats for the hippos, I think. Those bark pieces are so great. I just wish we had some little bit bigger ones as these, because they are so fun to play with, and also for backdrop in an indoor habitat for rhinos, elephants, and stuff like that. Those make so much sense and are so perfect to decorate with them. So I was very happy that we got this with the new DLC. Yeah, just finishing this little shelter, some not wooden beams, some planks, some wooden planks for the background so that it is closed up for the animals, and then some planks. I think I used the Australian ones, yeah, because I really love them. I think they are perfect for almost everything, because they are perfect in color, and the texture of these pieces is so perfect. I really do love the Australian planks, and I use that quite often. Yeah, some hay bedding in there, and then I think we are finished with the little shelter, and it is time for some more animal enrichment. I didn't use the huge enrichment item where the animals will look for food in there, because I thought no, we don't have that much room in here. I think I used it for the warthogs, but not for the Red River Hogs. So I gave them another food enrichment item. Also put a little feeder in the inside of the house so that the animals have a reason to go inside from time to time, and our visitors can also see the animals when they take the tour and go inside the house. Yeah, now it is time for some rock work. Using those fake rocks around here and there, and also using some real rocks as well, so that we have a nice mixture of that. I also do think in the end, when you are googling habitats for the Red River Hogs, I think the habitat is too green. To have it really realistic, to have it very realistic, I should have made almost, if not the whole habitat, with soil. And also no plants in there, especially no bushes or stuff like that, because the pigs would go after that and destroy everything and bury it out from the ground. And yeah, so I think it is too green. I have too much stuff going on in here. Some trees would be realistic if you have something like a security. This sounds so weird. Why do I not know some words in English? That is so annoying. Yeah, if you have something around those trees like we have in the warthog habitat and in the other habitats as well, this thing here, to save those trees from the animals. I noticed that the ones that I already had built for all of the other animals were a little bit too small for this tree that I put in here, so I decided to build some new ones. So here you can see how you do that. It is pretty easy. Just take a wooden plank or a wooden beam, whatever you would like to use. Perfect are beams and planks that are not too thick. Yeah, because it would look very weird if you have something that is too big and too yeah. Yeah, and then I used those those pieces for, I don't know for what they are. Yeah, they are for the signs. I used those to make it make sense that those beams would stick to each other. And just had this circle and copy moment once again, and there we are. Just put everything together in a group, and there you have this little thing to save your plants from the animals. Just a few more trees, so that the habitat is not too empty. Yeah, and as I said, in real life it would be very, very empty in here, because pig habitats are always just plain simple dirty, some rocks here, some mud puddles, and that's it. Because you can't have many things in there when you have some pigs. Yes, of course, it is a computer game, and in theory you could make this a whole rainforest habitat with lots of jungle plants and stuff like that, but it wouldn't make much sense when you do a realistic build. So, as we are going for realistic, just keep it a little bit simple. I also tried to work a little bit with those wooden sticks, with those branches, but I noticed that this is not the kind of work that I'm happy with, that I like to do. This is too tiny and too time consuming for me to really do something with these branches. So I decided to do just a little bit, just those 4 pieces, and then leave it alone. I would have loved to do some more with it, but yeah, I'm just not that patient. So I'm more for this bigger bodies here, so I decided to have this big, this big one right here in the habitat. Some more of these grass pieces on the side of the habitat. And also some of the bison grass. As I said, this wouldn't make that much sense, especially the bison grass. There wouldn't be such a thing. But yeah. It's a pretty new habitat. Let's pretend it is a pretty new habitat. The pigs are just moving in. In a week or two it would look completely different, and there would be nothing in there anymore, just rocks and dirt. Yeah, and as I was building that, here you can see I'm building the path for our staff. I thought about what to have right next to the Red River Hog habitat, where the path is coming along right to the Madagascar house. And maybe I thought we are going to build something like a playground in there. I don't want to have another habitat in there, because I think the whole area is going to be too full, too cramped, too much stuff, and it's getting too tight with all the visitors that are moving over there. So I think we are going to build something like a playground over there. Yeah, but here we are already in the real-time part. Our pigs have moved in. Let's go visit them, have a look at them, and enjoy some footage of the new animals. We're already at the end of the video, so guys, if you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did so, also leave a comment, tell me what you think about this whole zoo and that build in particular so far, and I would love you to tune in next week for the next episode, where we are going to build the outdoor habitat for our pygmy hippos. So thanks for watching, see you guys next week, bye!